Most homeowners have no idea how much money they flush away on plumbing problems that take minutes to prevent. Today, I am sharing 20 genius plumbing hacks that can save you thousands of dollars in repairs, water damage, and service calls. After 3 decades of working on every type of system you can imagine, I have put together the tricks that actually make a difference. Stick around for number 19, because that one blows people's minds every time. Plus, I have got a bonus tip at the end that most plumbers keep to themselves. The first genius hack on our list is using a wet-dry vacuum to clear clogs. Before you reach for harsh chemicals or call a plumber, try this instead. A standard shop vacuum set to the wet mode can create enough suction to pull a clog right out of a sink or tub drain. Just make sure you get a tight seal around the drain opening. Press the hose firmly down, turn it on, and let it do the work. This one trick can save you anywhere from $150 to $300 every time you would have called a professional. It works especially well on hair clogs and soft blockages near the drain opening. The second hack that every homeowner needs to know is wrapping your pipes with foam insulation before winter. A single burst pipe can easily cause over $1,000 in damage, and that is before you factor in the cleanup. Foam pipe sleeves cost just a few dollars each and slide right over exposed pipes in your basement, crawl space, or garage. Focus on any pipes that run along exterior walls or in unheated areas. The sleeves just snap right on with no tools required, which makes this one of the easiest and most affordable ways to protect your home when temperatures drop below freezing. The third hack on this list is replacing your rubber supply lines with braided stainless steel. Those old rubber hoses under your sinks, behind your toilets, and feeding your washing machine are one of the most common causes of catastrophic home flooding. Rubber breaks down over time, and when it fails, it can release gallons of water per minute into your home. Braided stainless steel lines cost just a few dollars more, but last significantly longer. All you need is an adjustable wrench, and most connections are hand-tight to start. Swap them all out in an afternoon, and you have just eliminated one of the biggest risks in your entire house. By the way, if you're finding this advice helpful, you should know it's just a small sample of what I put into my new guide, the Ultimate Plumbing Playbook. It's packed with step-by-step instructions for hundreds of repairs that can save you thousands. To grab your copy, you can scan the QR code on the screen right now, or just use the first link in the description below. All right, let's continue. The fourth hack is using thread seal tape the right way, and that means clockwise only. This is one of the most common mistakes I see, even from folks who have been doing their own repairs for years. If you wrap the tape counterclockwise, it unravels the moment you tighten the fitting, which defeats the entire purpose. Always wrap the tape in a clockwise direction while you are looking at the end of the threads. 3 to 5 wraps is all you need. Pull the tape tight as you go so it molds right into the threads. This small habit prevents leaks on every threaded connection you will ever make. The fifth hack that saves real money is fixing a running toilet with a simple flapper swap. A running toilet can waste hundreds of gallons of water every single day, and that shows up fast on your water bill. 9 times out of 10, the problem is a worn-out flapper that is not sealing properly. You can pick up a universal replacement flapper at any hardware store for just a few dollars. Turn off the water at the supply valve behind the toilet, Flush to empty the tank, unhook the old flapper, and snap the new one into place. The whole job takes about 5 minutes and can save you over $100 a year in wasted water. The sixth hack on our list is using vinegar and baking soda for slow drains. A lot of people grab a bottle of chemical drain cleaner the moment their sink starts draining slowly. Those products might work in the short term, but they can eat away at your pipes over time, especially older ones. Instead, pour about half a cup of baking soda down the drain, followed by 1 cup of white vinegar. Let it fizz and work for about 15 minutes. Then flush it with hot water. It is gentle on your pipes, costs almost nothing, and works surprisingly well on grease buildup and minor blockages. Save the harsh chemicals for a last resort. The seventh hack worth knowing about is installing water hammer arresters. If you hear a loud banging or knocking sound when a faucet or appliance shuts off, that is water hammer. It is not just annoying. Over time, that repeated shock can weaken joints and damage your pipes from the inside out. Water hammer arresters are small devices that absorb the shock when water flow stops suddenly. They thread right onto the supply valve near washing machines, dishwashers, or any fast closing valve. Most are easy to install with just an adjustable wrench. Spending a few dollars on these little devices now can prevent hundreds of dollars in pipe repairs later on. The eighth hack that catches almost everyone off guard is using a toilet plunger correctly instead of a sink plunger. Most people do not realize there are 2 different types, and using the wrong one makes a huge difference. A sink plunger has a flat bottom and is designed for flat surfaces like sinks and tub drains. A toilet plunger has an extended rubber flap that fits snugly into the toilet bowl opening, creating a much stronger seal. Without that flap, you lose most of your pushing force and the clog just sits there. Here is a bonus within the hack. A toilet plunger can double as a sink plunger if you fold that flap inward. So if you only buy one, make it the toilet style. The ninth hack that professional plumbers wish more people knew is applying pipe joint compound over the tape, never under it. There's a lot of debate about this one, but after 30 years, I can tell you the order matters. If you apply the compound first and then try to wrap tape over it, the tape slides around and bunches up instead of gripping the threads. The correct method is to wrap your thread seal tape first, nice and tight in a clockwise direction, and then apply a thin layer of pipe joint compound right over the top. This gives you a clean, reliable seal with the best of both worlds. It takes just a few extra seconds and dramatically reduces the chance of a leak. The 10th hack on our list is one that could save you more money than any other, and that is locating and tagging your main shutoff valve. It sounds simple, but you would be amazed how many homeowners have no idea where their main water valve is until water is pouring through the ceiling. Find it now while everything is calm. It is usually near where the water line enters the house, often in the basement, crawl space, or utility closet. Once you find it, test it to make sure it actually turns. Tag it with a bright label so anyone in the household can spot it in an emergency. Knowing where this valve is and being able to close it quickly can mean the difference between a small puddle and thousands of dollars in damage. The 11th hack every homeowner should practice is deburring every pipe after cutting it. When you cut a copper or plastic pipe, The inside edge develops a sharp ridge called a burr. Most people ignore it, but that tiny lip causes real problems. It restricts water flow, creates turbulence, and over time can lead to pinhole leaks and corrosion. After every cut, take a few seconds to ream out the inside edge with a utility knife, a round file, or the built-in reaming tool that most pipe cutters already have on the back. A lot of folks do not even know that tool is there. This quick step keeps your pipes flowing smooth and adds years to every joint. The 12th hack that makes a huge difference is using a fitting brush before soldering any copper joint. A leak-free solder joint depends entirely on clean surfaces, and this is where most DIY soldering jobs fail. Copper oxidizes the moment it is exposed to air, and that thin layer of oxidation is enough to prevent solder from bonding properly. Before you apply any flux, use an emery cloth to clean the outside of the pipe until it is bright and shiny. Then use a fitting brush to clean the inside of the fitting the same way. It only takes a minute, but skipping this step is the number one reason solder joints leak. Clean copper equals a watertight seal every single time. The 13th hack is one that most people never think about, and it is testing your water pressure with a simple gauge. High water pressure might feel great in the shower, but anything above 80 pounds per square inch is silently damaging your entire plumbing system. It wears out faucet cartridges, stresses supply lines, and can even cause pinhole leaks in copper pipes over time. A hose bib pressure gauge costs less than $10 at any hardware store. Just thread it onto an outdoor spigot, turn the water on, and read the dial. If your pressure is above 80, you need a pressure-reducing valve installed on your main line. Catching this early can save you hundreds in premature fixture and pipe replacements. The 14th hack is something I remind homeowners about every single fall, and that is disconnecting your garden hoses before the first freeze. Even if you have a frost-proof silcock on the outside of your house, leaving a hose connected traps water inside the pipe. That trapped water has nowhere to drain, so when temperatures drop below freezing, it expands and can burst the pipe right inside your wall. The worst part is you might not even notice the damage until spring when you turn the water back on and find a flood in your basement. The fix could not be simpler. Just unscrew the hose, drain it, and store it in the garage. Zero cost, zero tools, and it prevents one of the most common winter plumbing disasters there is. The 15th hack on this list is installing backflow preventers on your basement drains. And this one can save you from an absolute nightmare. If your city sewer system backs up during a heavy rain or blockage, all that waste can come right back up through your basement floor drain. Without a backflow preventer, there's nothing stopping it. These valves have a simple flapper inside that allows water to flow out but slams shut when anything tries to push back in. Most are designed to fit right into a standard floor drain and are available at your local hardware store. Make sure you install it so you can still access the flapper for cleaning. In areas where this is code required, skipping it could also affect your insurance coverage. The 16th hack is using 2 wrenches when tightening supply connections instead of just one. This is a small technique that prevents a very expensive mistake. When you tighten a supply line onto a shutoff valve with only one wrench, all that twisting force transfers into the valve body and the pipe behind it. On older copper or galvanized lines, That torque can crack a fitting or loosen a joint behind the wall where you cannot see it. The solution is to hold the valve steady with one wrench while you tighten the supply nut with the other. This way, all the force stays exactly where it belongs. It is one of those simple habits that separates a careful repair from a costly callback. The 17th hack that pays for itself over and over again is flushing your water heater at least once a year. Sediment builds up at the bottom of your tank every single day, and over time it forms a thick layer that acts like insulation between the burner and the water. That means your heater has to work harder and run longer to get the same results, which drives up your energy bills and shortens the life of the unit. To flush it, turn off the gas or power, connect a garden hose to the drain valve at the bottom, and run it into a bucket or outside until the water comes out clear. This simple routine can add years to your water heater and keep it running efficiently, saving you anywhere from $800 to $1,500 in early replacement costs. The 18th hack is one of the easiest ways to avoid a damaged fitting, and that is always hand tightening first before reaching for a wrench. Cross-threading happens when the threads of a pipe and fitting are not properly aligned and you force them together with a tool. Once those threads are damaged, the fitting is ruined and will almost certainly leak. The prevention is simple. Always start every threaded connection by hand. Turn it gently until you feel it catch and spin smoothly on its own. A helpful trick is to turn it counterclockwise first until you feel the threads drop into place, then go clockwise from there. If it feels tight or resistant right from the start, stop and reline. Only pick up a wrench once you are confident the threads are tracking properly. The 19th hack is one of my all-time favorites because it is so simple yet so revealing, and that is checking your toilet for hidden leaks with food coloring. A toilet can leak silently from the tank into the bowl without you ever hearing or seeing it, wasting hundreds of gallons of water every month. To test it, just drop a few drops of food coloring into the tank and wait about 15 minutes without flushing. If the color shows up in the bowl, your flapper is leaking and needs to be replaced. This little test costs practically nothing and takes less time than making a cup of coffee. I have seen homeowners discover leaks that were adding over $100 a year to their water bills, and they had no idea until they tried this trick. The 20th and final hack on our list is keeping a plumbing emergency kit stocked and ready under your kitchen or bathroom sink. When a pipe bursts or a connection starts spraying water, every second counts. Having the right supplies within arm's reach can be the difference between a minor cleanup and major water damage. Your kit should include a roll of silicone tape for wrapping emergency repairs on small leaks, a few old towels for soaking up water fast, a small bucket to catch drips, an adjustable wrench for shutting off supply valves quickly, and a flashlight so you can actually see what you are dealing with under a dark cabinet. You do not need anything fancy or expensive. Just gather these basics, toss them in a small container, and keep it somewhere accessible. When that unexpected leak happens at 10 o'clock at night, you will be glad you planned ahead. And now for the bonus tip that professional plumbers swear by. If you have got a stubborn shutoff valve that has not been turned in years and feels completely frozen, do not force it. Forcing a stuck valve is one of the fastest ways to snap the stem or crack the valve body, and then you have got a much bigger problem on your hands. Instead, grab a can of penetrating oil and spray it generously around the valve stem where it meets the packing nut. Let it soak in for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then try turning the valve just a tiny bit, back and forth, working it loose gradually. If it still will not budge, use a wrench on the valve handle for a little extra leverage, but keep the movement small and gentle. Patience is everything here. In most cases, the valve will free up without any damage, and you will have saved yourself a costly emergency valve replacement that could easily run several $100s with a plumber involved. Before you go, I want to make sure you know about my complete guide, the Ultimate Plumbing Playbook. It goes way deeper than we can in a single video, with 85 pages covering everything from clearing any clog to replacing your own water heater. If you want to stop wasting money on simple fixes, this book is for you. Just scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description to get your copy. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.